Hola amigos, we are The Roots. In this vlog we are sharing with you the ups and downs of our mission to travel and experience as much from life as possible. So please join us on this our journey. So Mr. Root, what is going on now?
On today's episode, we're finishing the prep of the structure to be able to start skinning with sheet metal.
So what are you doing? Tell us.
So what I'm going to do is get this all cleaned up, get the rust off.
Okay.
Because there's areas that I have to finish welding.
Okay.
I'm going to clean that up and then finish welding all the seams of all the square tubing. And then I'm going to come back afterwards with some primer. Mm-hmm. That way we can seal up the metal. Okay. And it won't rust again. Number 2.
Yeah, so what are we doing today?
So what we're going to do today is we're going to put flanges on. Like we did right here. These flanges are going to provide security for the sheet metal.
Okay.
So we're going to go all the way down the sides.
But you're going to give us an explanation of how you did these guys, right?
We will, yes.
Okay,
So all the way down the sides, everywhere that we raise the roof and put that square tubing in the hat channel,
okay,
we're going to go back and we're going to put flanges on them so they look just like the hat channel.
Like that. Why is that?
So what it is we don't want the side of the bus to look like the surface of the ocean. We don't want it to be wavy. We want it to be nice and tight, so as we're driving down the road, it doesn't vibrate and make noise.
Okay.
And it looks better as well.
Of course.
So everywhere we raise the roof on both sides, we're going to go back and flange it, and it's just for security for the sheet metal.
Okay.
And then everywhere there's windows, it's going to be done the same as well. And then we're going to come back and after it's skinned, we'll cut out the openings for the windows. And then spot weld all that together so it'll be super strong. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, so how are we going to do that? Show me.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to bend our sheet metal. So
okay,
we have flat stock there.
All the metal that I sanded yesterday, right?
Yeah, so all that flat stock that we have, we're going to bend into the shape of an L, just like these right here.
So L shapes.
Then we're going to come back, get them in place, make sure they're flush, and we're going to use the spot welder.
Okay.
We're going to be bending this flat stock into 90s. Understand?
Yeah.
So what I did is I already pre-marked a line here. So this is 4-inch stock, and I want to bend this into 2-inch legs.
Yes.
So I'm going to bend a 90 right down the middle.
Got it.
So rather than going through the trouble of trying to measure it every time, I just made a mark on my brake.
Which is this thing?
This black line. So literally is all I have to do. And I will say I had to modify this brake to make this top plate more structural. So basically I'm going to bend this, lift these arms up.
Wow.
Get a nice 90
How thick is that metal?
This is 18 gauge steel.
Oh my God, it looked like you bent just cardboard.
There we have it.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
now what we're going to do, we'll do eventually, we're going to punch holes in here so that we can
spot weld it in there.
puddle weld after we spot weld. We'll spot weld to get it in place, then we're going to come back and puddle weld it.
Okay, got it.
Because we want this thing to be built like a tank.
Of course.
Or, as my wife likes to say, a zombie fortress.
Zombie fortress, yes.
So now we're going to start installing the flanges. So what I did is I just drilled some holes Well,
You will see the purpose of those in a bit.
well, Laura was out getting a new punch and flanger. The other one died on us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know
May it
why.
rest in peace at the bottom of the recycle bin. So here's the deal. We cut the hat channel, we extended it, and you can see this piece of square tubing. So now what we want to do is, as we skin it, we want the sheet metal to be flush with the hat channel again. So what I did is bent this metal, put some holes in there. Now what we're going to do is set up a guide here to hold this in place so we can tack weld it and then come back and fill weld or puddle weld where I drilled the holes. Okay?
Okay. So how you gonna do that?
I have a nice flat straight piece of material here that just perfectly fits.
Just clamping it.
I'm clamping that so that way when I put my flange on, it'll be flush.
Okay.
So these holes here, they're going to go to the metal. Now I'm going to come in and spot weld. So I'm applying electricity through
That's what it does.
one side of the metal
Okay.
to the other side of the metal. It melts it.
And binds them together like glue.
Correct. Then I'm going to fill weld all those holes.
Cool. So in theory, it's kind of sort of welded, right? It's
It's just tack welded in place.
so you can weld
now-
it with a welding thingy.
I can take these off and come back and finish weld those.
Awesome. Now it's welded.
Now we're good to go.
Awesome. And we're gonna do like 100 more of those. All around. Hey Marisa, so what are you doing, Mika?
So I basically cut templates for the inside of the bus so we could pass the holes. And
Okay.
then I measured them about a quarter of an inch out so we can flange it and bend the edges to make them fit. And then after we're done, we'll weld them and then grind them to their flat.
Okay. So who's gonna weld them?
I mean,
No, you? Okay, good.
Probably me.
Probably you. Yeah. So let's show them the holes on the bus, shall we?
okay. This one will go here. You can be bending it up here.
Okay. Then now we'll try that. Hold on, I can see it. Right there. It's cold. Okay. Ow! Okay. So let's launch. Okay.
Take two.
Take two.
So we just finished up for today. So today, my dad and I, we put these tabs in for all the 4 big double windows. This transition right here, and the flat transition in the back. So the first thing I had to do was go in with the grinder. I had to grind all the rust, oxidation off the top, so that when he would weld, it would be a quality weld and it wouldn't come right off. And then we had to set up a bunch of jigs and clamps so we could get these in the right position, so that when these are all welded and the sheets are put on, the sheets are flush and they're not going to be all in different spots. So we set the tops and the sides, welded them in for double windows and on the side. And then for in that transition, I went up on the roof and I tacked them from the top so that they would be a lot stronger. And then Marissa and Laura went and made templates for the holes in the floor.
Which have a ton of them.
So, and we had to get those done before we sheet it, so we survive it, because if we sheet it and then do it, it's going to be like an oven in here. But Marissa made the template on paper, put the paper to the metal with the Sharpie. Laura plasma cut it, and then Marissa flanged them so that when the pieces were done and cut and flanged, they would sit right in the hole and not move around. And then Laura went on the roof and she took out the emergency hatch that was there, grinded all the glue off, and then we measured this hole. We went and got one of the old pieces of roof that we had left over from this bus in our backyard, and put it on top and drew a template, brought it back to the table and cut out a replica of this hole so that sometime later we can weld this back in piece of metal. So
Why?
What?
Why?
Oh, because we're gonna have solar panels going right over here.
Yes, and we need that space.
We can't have an access hatch. We already have another access hatch that we're keeping
On the back.
there. Yeah.
And we're gonna add a fan in the front,
Fan
on the bottom side.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hot in here.
Cool. So that's it.
Right?
That's it.
That's it for today.
That's it for this week.
That's it for this week. I mean, we might be working on it a little bit later this week, but we're done until Friday.
Awesome. Thank you, Darren. You saying goodbye, babe? So he's
Later.
tired.
My neighbors hate us.
Yep. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Please give us a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. And until next time, hasta luego, amigos.